We're going to get a lamb. Hi there, it's just Jan Dixon from Solsgirth Home Farm. We are just taking part in the Lambathon Go Rural filming for all our sheep to let you see what we're up to. We have about 120 ewes that are in here, some closer than others. We're a mixed farm. We have a bit of everything. We have cattle, sheep, pigs, chickens and ducks and turkeys and rheas and emus, all sorts of things. And we're holding lambing tours as well for Easter. And we've got the odd ped sheep, which is quite handy because they lead the way when we're moving around. We're in our shed with our twins. These are all being scanned, and these are twins and triplets, so that we can keep an eye on them and help them if they've got any problems. You've seen quite a lot of lambs as we go through the week. You've seen lots of different people all doing similar things to us. We've got Sarah, and everyone has a very similar setup. We all want to do the best we can for our sheep and have the best lambs we can. We've got about 120 ewes, so we'd like to have over 200 lambs from that if possible. And can we have a wee walk along to see what we have in here. We might be renaming it the Solsgirth Home Farm to Solsgirth Swamp due to the weather that we have here. It's unbelievable. So we've been keeping our lambs in a bit more than usual, just to stop them being drowned. We have had to bring them in this morning. First thing at 6 o'clock, we're out taking in a couple of poorly hypothermic lambs. So they are in the incubator right now. They're sounding a lot better. So we'll walk along and see what we've got in here. We have the sheep inside, out of the rain, out of the weather, so that you have no problem with the lambs being born and being just too cold. So up here we've got number 29, that was born this morning. Very handy timing, 9 in the morning, quite well organised. We had our students in here as well. We've got vet students in seeing practice with us. So we had them in to have a look, and they were helping to lamb them, just so they can have the experience before that. You see, we also do have a slightly wonky number 29, and also our quite pet sheep who's interested in the camera right now. Right, we'll hop over and get one of these. So these are a nice dry white lamb. It lambs itself. The sheep lambed herself. She did very well. She's all marked up, a nice orange 29, and she's got a nice full tummy. We're happy with that. And this ewe is thinking she might be having a lamb soon too, hopefully. You see, the sheep and the lamb, they talk to each other. They recognise each other's voice, and the sheep says ba, and the lamb goes meh, and they know each other and can find each other out in the field, and that works quite well. We've got all twins down here. If we have triplets, everyone said they do similar things. We try to twin them onto our singles that we have in the next shed. That next shed, one down. They're all happy. She's losing her wool a bit early. These are all our twins that we have all here, all looking fat and happy, mainly because they're looking at the rest of them outside. We had hoped to go outside and see our sheep and lambs that we have outside in the field. And they're running with our llamas. They're really protective over their lambs. They guard them, they stand over them, and keep all the crows and magpies off them, and also the foxes. So we're happy to have the llamas in. Some more lambs, and then we've got a single where we have to show you our smallest reject that we have round the corner. This number 3, we picked it out of a puddle earlier. This week in our fine rain. Apparently this is the wettest year in history. From October to April, it's the wettest year in the history. So that's quite spectacular. So we'll just hop over and see this lamb. So we brought it in and we're keeping it inside now. Just wait till I catch it. So, it's number 3. It's very small, but with a very big tummy. So it's doing well enough. We had some kids that say they wanted to take it home, but we said no, that wasn't really going to be possible. But it's doing well, but we're not going to put it out. It's just too small, and there's no point putting it out in this weather. And its mum is old, but she does still like it, so we're going to keep the two of them together. And we're actually, hopefully while you're on film, we're going to bring in another. We've got a lamb, the lamb that I lifted this morning at 6 o'clock. We're going to hopefully bring in its mum and its twin just now, and you can see it coming in, and we'll pair them up again together if we can. Right, we'll have a wee walk around onto our next shed. Go over here. You can probably see our cows over the fence. We've just started calving. Our bull went out 9 months and 2 weeks ago, and we've had 6 out of 9 calves already, so we're pretty happy with our bull. And the calves are great, they're doing well, and they get to stay inside. They look nice and cozy in the backyard. That's maybe too far for you to see, I'm not sure. Right, so I'll quick hop over here. So at the farm we do all sorts of things. We try to make use of the buildings that were here, all the old buildings. So we do workshops, like willow workshops, and card felting, and carving and things like that. And then we have accommodation as well. So we have our people that get involved in rounding up. They actually helped me move the llamas this morning, actually, because they got stuck on the wrong side of our electric fence, so they helped us with that. Right, you have to cover it into the rain. That is the hazards of a pet sheep. They always want out the gate behind you. They have their head in your pocket, and out the gate they come. We'll give her us little treats, and she's here. There we go. Now we're heading down over here. Our singles are very nearby. That helps when we're swapping our triplets over to what's going on. So this is our singles in here. They're all holding off just now. I'm not sure if it's the weather at tapping time. It was a pretty rubbish tapping time weather, or if it's just the weather now that's all putting them off lambing. It's not working. Nothing much happening right now. We did have 2 last night, so it was a start. And then up here we've got a couple of other things. We've got some wee duckies. We hatch chickens, ducklings, and turkeys. And you can hear that lamb. We'll maybe get that lamb out. That's the one in the hot box. It's feeling a bit better, obviously. You can hear it. And in here, I'll let you see that. Can you see that? In here, under our heat lamp, we've got our wee duckies, our ducklings. We just got them out. We have them hatched, and then we sell them all. Well, we keep them and sell some on as well. They're quite cute wee things. They take just 4 weeks to hatch from this egg into that duckling. So these ducklings just hatched on Sunday, Monday. So they're not very old, but they're happy out here. Right, I will hop out and get that shouting lamb, I think. So we're doing quite well with our pet lambs. We tried not to have any pet lambs. At the moment we don't have any. This is trying to be a pet lamb. It's the one I collected this morning. It's sucking well off the bottle. But we are trying to keep it with his mum because it is just a much better life for them, being fed ad lib whenever they fancy with real milk rather than our powdered stuff. So we try and put it back on. And it is a strong lamb. It's a good lamb. It's number 20. It's got enough dinner. So we'll try and put that back on. And we've got a couple. We've got our collies here. My dad's old collies here. But we also have a puppy that might be in the area. And it's in training. We're trying to socialise it with the sheep. But it's not very old. This is sort of about 10 weeks old now, so it's not really up to do much work yet. But it's good for it to meet the other sheep. So we just walk around and get that one as well. Like lambs we can come to. Would that be okay? Yeah, just bring it in, that'd be great. We can meet it that way. And we're going to feed this as well, but the bottle seems to have gone AWOL. So this is the Solsgirth swamp. You can see our fine water collection that we have here. We have, I think, the advert, the flyer we put out before this is just a picture of the sun and lambs jumping about the place on a nice sunny day. The lambs were actually running down the field, down the fence line quite happily this morning, despite the weather. Apart from this one, obviously. But we'll hopefully get that puppy brought in a second. There we go. This is a quick meeting for the lamb and the pup. So it's called Pip. It's in training.
A lot bigger than when I last saw her.
Yeah. Turn you round. That'll do. Right, that's one way of socialising, isn't it? I don't think it actually notices the lamb, does it?
No.
This is our spare time to do some puppy training as well, some lamb training, where it's like me all over. There we go, we can meet that way. Quite good that way, I'll not drop you. Yeah, that's quite good. My dogs are quite happy with lambs. They're actually scared of sheep, it works quite well. My weasels jump on the back of the quad as quick as they can. But there we go. Right, so take it back in?
Yep.
A quick socialisation. Right. And do you have any questions or anything along those lines?
Not yet.
Nope,
Yeah, we can maybe just sit in the single shed.
yeah. I'm going to see what we've got there. We have our chart on the wall, just it shows us who's, we have all the pens lined up, and when the lambs are born we pop them in their own individual pen with their mums so they can get a good bonding with each other. And we know that the lamb's sucking well, and that the ewe has enough milk for it, and that they're getting on okay. And that also means that's where we can bond them on with a twin, set them on with a twin lamb. Of the ones we've got 5 in there, and one of which is a gimmer without any milk, so we've just started off feeding that, unfortunately. I had to tube it last night at about midnight it was born, so instead it was too weak to suck at the time, so you can just give it colostrum, which is what they need to start with. It's got all the antibodies and energy the lamb needs. So we put a stomach tube down its throat, into its tummy, and just gave it a quick start. And we've done that a couple of times this morning, and now we're going to be teaching it to drink from the teat, so we'll see how that goes. See where we are. And
Yep.
we're all part of Go Rural, aren't we? We have all the Go Rural group all showing everyone what we're up to, which is all very similar, I think, but it's different lambs, different sheep, different breeds. So we've got a variety of breeds. We've got fine long-eared crosses. We have Leicesters, and they've got nice bow noses. We've got Beltecs, they're the most ugly, and we've got Easy Care, a new variety, it's a hybrid variety that they've made, and that drops their wool, so that they shed their wool during the year, and that means we don't have to clip them, because quite amazingly it's more expensive to clip the ewe than it is to sell the wool, so the price from the wool doesn't cover the clipping costs, so we're trying to do it the other way. And it looks like we've got a question.
Yep. Are you still running your spring tours?
Yes, we've got another week of spring tours, so we're fully booked today, I think. Fair enough. And then next week we've got a couple of spaces on there. If you go onto our website, you can see under the learning farm experience, and you can see what we have there. We still have some spaces.
And what's a gimmer?
A gimmer, it's our first lamb. It's the first year of lambing. Sorry, I forgot about that. And that's ewes and yows. So the way it's written as a ewe, but I was brought up knowing it as yows, and I was quite amused by what a ewe was. It's all ewes and yows, it's all the same, one and the same, the girls. And then the boys are rams or tups. And the tups, they have a very easy life. They run with the sheep for 6 weeks. That's it for the whole year, and the rest of the time they spend out there grazing, fattening up, getting ready for the 6 weeks of work for their year's keep. At the moment we have them on our apple tree strips. We have electric fencing set up between each row of apple trees, And they get a new strip every few days. Keeps the grass down. Saves us cutting grass. We're happy. Right. See if anything's happening. See our singles in here. So we do letters. Everyone has their own way of knowing whether it's a twin or a single. So we do letters for singles, and on the right hand side, and for twins we do a left hand side numbers. So we're on to J and K at the moment. That's what we've got here. We have a few more well socialised sheep around here. So this one I landed this one at midnight last night as well. It was all a popular time last night. And you can see it waggling its tail. It's getting a good wee drink of milk there. And that's Kate. And then this is my young sheep, this one. So she's not done it before, she's a bit of a beginner. And she wasn't too hot at looking after her lamb, so we've left them together, but we are feeding it. You can see it is a wee thing. But it's feeding well, and if we can possibly even top it, she will come into milk, I think. Just that she's a bit of a beginner and just hasn't really developed much. But with a bit of stimulus from the lamb itself, hopefully the milk will come down and we can just top it up as we go, just with the bottle running with the ewe, hopefully. You can see it's a bit more orangey coloured. It was a bit of a slow labour for her, but she did have it herself. But then she just walked off, didn't really stick with it. So not an ideal mum, but she's learning. And we've got here. This is That's a good lamb as well. You can see you've got a ring on its tail there. We've talked about why we do that, just to stop any fly strike, any flies getting involved in laying eggs under their wool, which is not very nice in the summertime. And each another good lamb. These should really be going outside. We try to keep them inside for as little time as possible, but we just don't have it in ourselves to throw them outside in this fine weather. And that's us in here, I think. Yep. Now we're just looking over this lot, so you just keep an eye on this lot. When there's anything happening, they separate themselves off, and you can see what's happening.
So what are the signs to look for?
Well, they do tend to. They're generally separated off by themselves, and you can see them looking a bit uncomfortable. They're not really chewing their cud as they were. And then you can have the mucus out the back. So this ewe's thinking, oh, maybe I'll have a lamb here. And sometimes they do that. They do poach other lambs. So if you have more than one lamb born at once, the lambs can get mixed up, because you have ewes that think they've had a lamb or want to have a lamb, don't have a lamb yet. They pinch somebody else's lamb, so it can be a bit mixed up. You just have to keep an eye on them. Some more questions?
Are there any other baby animals on the farm at the moment?
We have a lot of chickens and ducklings and calves. The calves up there, 6 calves. They're all less than 2 weeks old. And we've got turkeys in the oven. They're just about to hatch in a wee while. And that's about it, really, I think, isn't it?
So why is it trying to suck on your finger?
Well, it's sucking on anything. They like sucking on anything. Fingers, ears, noses. They like the lot, really, because it's only been bottle fed once or twice, like hardly at all, and it knows what it's all about, don't you? Oh, daft lamb. And we've even got, that's a cheviot, and that's from my uncle who lives up north. They're hill sheep, and they're normally as wild as could be. And this is the first year I've ever had a cheviot eating nuts out of your hand. So that's 2 of them, well tamed. Right. So I think that's probably, is that us? I think we had a wee run round. Anything else we want to say? Or yeah.
I think just talk about social media and where we are to end off. Yeah.
So we're Solsgirth Home Farm. We're near Dollar, and we're pretty easy to get to. We're about 45 minutes from Edinburgh, Glasgow, and Dundee. We're on Instagram and Facebook and TikTok.
Twitter.
And Twitter. That's it. I knew there was one more. All my favourite kind of things. But we do a lot with Go Rural. We do a lot with them as well. Like all the farm experience things, letting everyone see what we're up to. We have a lot of kids coming here. A lot of schools come in, And we've got people that have been following. I've got one school came to see the ducks and before they started laying eggs, and then they saw the eggs being laid, and then they've been following the incubator, and then we've just been hatching them. So I sent the videos of them as they hatch, and now we've got wee ones up there for them, so they'll come in for them soon. So I think that's good. Well, thank you very much for watching, and looking forward to next Lambathon next week. Okay, thank you.